Hello, what's up guys, I'm Kyle from KGR, and a few months ago, I made a video talking about the Super Nintendo Classic being announced. I went over all the games and stuff, so if you want to check that out, the card's right here, or you can just wait till the end of the video and just click on that later. But then a few weeks ago, pre-orders went up. That was just as much of a nightmare as trying to get the NES Classic. As you can tell, I got mine, and it looks pretty. But me trying to get that Super Nintendo Classic. So I was at work, okay? Oh wait, no. Before I actually start that story, I was sleeping. Then anywhere from like 2 to 4 in the morning, they just decided, okay, Amazon, Best Buy, my two best places to try to get stuff like that. Let's release a pre-order. Who the fuck is up at like 3 a.m.?
Oh boy, 3 a.m.
So anyway, yes, I was furious about that. So I knew that day some other retailers were gonna release some pre-orders. We still had Walmart left. We still had Target. We had Toys R Us. We had GameStop. And I don't know who else. Part of me wants to say Kmart just for the laughs. Or Radio Shack. But anyway, we still have a list of retailers left, so I had a small chance of getting a pre-order in. So anyway, I had to work that day, but I had my phone ready. I logged in through multiple websites in my Twitter. So as soon as I clicked on a link when, let's say, Nintendo Inquirer put out a link saying, okay, you can pre-order here, my account was signed in, my credit card was ready, so I just clicked checkout and I'm fine. But it turns out I need a super fast freaking phone. I have an iPhone 6, okay? And I see Walmart goes up first, and I'm in the middle of working at the winery, and I'm like, wait! Pre-order for freaking Walmart! And of course my phone is acting super slow, so when I go to check out, gone. You wanna know how long that took? Not even 10 seconds. I shit you not. So the next pre-order that went up was Target. I've gotten things from Target before. Okay, it's no problem. I'm clicking on the link to try to pre-order the thing. Through Twitter's browser, it is not loading at all. I'm like, what the hell? So I take the link, put it in Google Chrome on my phone. The thing's gone. Like it doesn't even say out of stock. That listing was taken down. I'm like, what the fuck? Stop. For some reason, I couldn't log into my GameStop, so GameStop was a lost cause. The next thing you know, oh, they're accepting pre-orders in store. I'm like, I'm in the middle of work, son of a bitch! If I had off that day, I would have zoomed. So I called later that day, hey, did the Super Nintendo sell out yet? Of course it did. But, so guess who got a pre-order? Not this guy! All the fucking scalpers got their fucking pre-orders. And how much is that thing going for on eBay? Holy shit! Who pays that much? You wanna know how to beat scalpers? You vote with your wallet. So why are people fucking paying over $300 for this thing? If you pay $100, fine. But after all the eBay taxes, it's not even worth it for them. But who in the right mind pays $300? That's more than what the NES Classic sold for. But Nintendo's all like, oh, don't worry, we will have plenty out there for you. We promise there will be more. So each store literally got like no more than 5 of them. So in this case, we will be lucky to get 10 each. So you wanna know how I'm gonna get my Super Nintendo Classic? I am either gonna wait in front of Target from midnight to 8 o'clock, or just get up super early at like 4 in the morning and just try to sneak in there quick. Honestly, option A might be the most viable option if I really want to get a Super Nintendo Classic. But recently, Reggie Fils-Aimé has made a statement saying, okay, I'm paraphrasing here, but you know what I mean. For the love of God, don't pay any more than $80 on eBay for this freaking thing. There's gonna be plenty of them when they come out. And there's an official thing confirming saying that on day 1, there's gonna be more than what the NES was printed all of 2017. So, part of me wants to say that's a good sign, but it didn't print that many anyway. I mean, ThinkGeek got a fuck ton of them out of nowhere after it was discontinued, so we don't know what the truth is behind that. So there is a small chance I might be able to get a Super Nintendo Classic. And God, this beanie is so freaking loose. I need a new beanie. And not only are they printing out so many, here originally when they first announced it, they're like, alright, we're gonna print more, but only for 2017. And of course the internet had an uproar about it, but then again they had an uproar about the NES Classic anyway. And did Nintendo listen? Well, actually, apparently, yes. At first they said, oh, we're gonna print out more than what we expected, but that still wasn't a lot anyway. But here, Nintendo has just announced that they are going to be continuing production on the Super Nintendo Classic because of the high demand behind it. But again, they did that for the NES Classic. However, The NES Classic is coming back into production in summer of 2018. So for those who didn't get that sexy little bad boy over there, you have another shot. I want to say a second chance, but this is probably a third chance, honestly. So I'm really happy that Nintendo is doing this, finally. However, it's kind of like them still putting out the Wii. And what I mean by that is, you can mod that NES Classic to put on any game you want, so that's really gonna hurt their virtual console business. However, the people who really want the NES Classic is not just the gamer market, it is the casual market that wants to play on the nostalgia. And not too many people know about being able to hack it, or if they heard about it, they have no idea how to do it, but apparently it's super easy. So is it really gonna hurt Nintendo in the long run? I don't know. So I mean, if you really want to play classic games, you got an emulator on a PC. Or if you're an Android guy, you have an emulator on your phone. Emulation is always going to be a thing. Nintendo's never going to stop it. But in fact, they actually did take down all Nintendo ROMs on this one site I used to go to. So holy crap, they're really cracking down. But anyway, I'm super happy that they are coming out with NES Classic. But like, they're not making too much money from the NES Classic anyway because of the licensing issues they gotta do with Capcom, Konami, and other third parties. They're only doing it just to please the fans, honestly, which I'm really happy they're doing that. But Nintendo, they need money. If anybody, I think. I want to say Microsoft needs it, but it's Microsoft. They're fine. But I also want to say Sony. But PlayStation line is doing just fine, at least in the PS4 line. Vita. But anything else, Sony? Yeah, that shit's dead. So the fact that they're putting out more Super Nintendo classics and they're redoing the NES Classic, that makes me really happy. But I still don't trust Nintendo on putting out as many Super Nintendos as they really need. I was lucky to get my Switch, honestly. Actually, no, not really. I was actually well ahead. I waited in line for about an hour, like in line for pre-orders, and I was the second person in line. I didn't get up super early or anything either. Like, I got there at a good time. But the NES Classic, on the other hand, I got super lucky with, because I was waiting on an Amazon listing to go live. They announced it was going to be up at 5, so get ready. So for like 2 or 3 minutes before the NES Classic, or like little button, I almost want to say pre-order, but it wasn't a pre-order at the time. It was just for you to buy it. I was pressing that refresh button for like 2 or 3 minutes, and when it finally went live, I pressed click, buy it now, and it was done. And I wanted to get a second one because originally I got that for mom and I wanted to get one for my brother for Christmas as well. So I tried getting a second one. Yeah, it didn't happen. I feel like when it comes to the SNES Classic, I feel like they should treat it how like they treated the Skyward Sword Amiibo, where it was Amazon Prime only. I don't think that many bots have a listing for Amazon Prime, so there's a good shot for the real people who really want this thing to actually have it. But then again, it is kind of unfair for those who don't have Amazon Prime, so are kind of screwed. But I want to try to get rid of scalpers as much as possible, and I feel like if you do that, that is the best option. Like when they did that with the Skyward Sword Amiibo, sure, that goes for a lot of money now, but that listing was up for a long time because not that many scalpers were out to get it. At least not the bots. So will there really be enough Super Nintendo Classics for us to finally get? That I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But if enough does come out and I'm able to get one, then holy shit, I'm streaming it. Because I absolutely loved the Super Nintendo when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I had a Super Nintendo and a PlayStation. That's what I grew up with. And then I went from GameCube to PS2. I didn't get a Wii for a long time, and same with a PS3. I got my PS3 before my Wii, and I wanted a Wii a lot. But oh well. But my point is, I absolutely loved the Super Nintendo when I was a kid, and I'm really hoping that someone figures out how to hack it, so when it's hackable, I can add my childhood games on there. Games that you can't even get on the virtual console. I want to get stuff like Lion King, Sim City, I think I had Mortal Kombat. I don't know, I had a lot of games that I absolutely loved, so I would absolutely love to put those games back on there and pretty much have my childhood collection all over again. And who knows, maybe if I'm lucky, be able to play Super Mario World with my brother again. Because my brother doesn't play games much anymore, so when we finally do get to play games together, it's like cherishing, you know? So that's pretty much all I gotta say. Let me know in the comments, are you gonna try to get a Super Nintendo Classic? And if you are you gonna try to get it super early? Or are you just gonna cross your fingers and just hope they have one by the time you get there? Do you guys really think there's gonna be enough for the public? I personally don't think so, but I don't know, it's mainly because it's a Nintendo product. The Switch was sold out immediately, but I do see them in stores very frequently now. I like it when I see like, oh, Nintendo inquires like, oh, the Switch is up at Walmart, it's up at Target. I see them all the time. Whenever I go out, if I go to Target, if I go to Walmart, there is always at least 2 of them there. So part of me wants to buy it just so I can help someone else who has a hard time trying to find one. I'm not gonna be a scalper. I'll make them pay completely what I pay just so I can help someone else get a Switch. But honestly, it's not even that hard to find one. Just get out of the house. Get one. But I know some of my viewers are having a hard time trying to get one, but it's mainly because they're a bunch of kids, so they probably gotta save up money and stuff. But still, getting a Switch is not hard. So I pray to God that the Super Nintendo is not that hard to get. And that's it for this video, guys. So if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's all my social media. And again, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this whole situation? I love you guys so much. I guess I'll see you on the next one. Peace, peace.